Hello everyone, it's Mateen here from AffEngineer.com again. This video is going to cover very briefly how much should you be spending throughout the course of your campaign. Now it's a question I wouldn't think I'd be asked, but I have been asked it, so I thought I'd just make a video about it anyway. Now, when something's working and it's working well in affiliate marketing, the sky's the limit. You juice it till there is absolutely no juice anymore, literally. You want to be throwing out whether it's $100 a day to $200 a day to $500 a day to make one to $2,000 a day. You want to be doing that. You don't hold back. If your credit card can sustain it, or your funds in your PayPal account can sustain that kind of a daily cash flow, and you've got that kind of a system in place, then go for it. But there's really no other side to it. You just pump out money. If your money is doubling for every dollar you're putting in, you're getting $3 back on average. If that's the case, just keep putting as much money into it. So these are a few campaigns of mine that I've had in the past. It's just a really small snippet of my overall campaign database, really. But just to give you an idea of how much I've gone spending just on the one campaign, which is peanuts compared to what a lot of other people have spent. But in total, I've spent a lot of money on Facebook marketing. I think over 50K at least. Um, just in just in the last couple of months. Well, not last couple of months, but in the earlier months of this year, I've spent a lot. Um, but if you can see this, if you just see the CTR for a second, the CTRs that were giving me, some of these were between 7 to 8%, and when you're getting that kind of a CTR, it's very rare your campaign is not going to give you some sales and not going to give you a good profit. Now, if you've got a really big audience to sustain that CTR, then you're in for a really good campaign. If you're advertising to an audience of over 200 to 300,000 and you've got a CTR of that, then you're going to have a really good ride. Um, but it's not uncommon to be spending $1,000 all up and be getting back $2,000 to $3,000 depending on how you go about doing it. But this video is I just wanted to cover how much you should be spending um, for your campaign. We went through how much we should be going to test it. So that's when things don't work out. But when things do work out, you just kind of go crazy with it and see what it gives you. So really, there isn't much else to say apart from the fact that if you're finding a campaign that's working really well, just keep putting more money into it. One thing I did want to say though, however, is keep your eye on this number here. This is called the frequency. And the higher it is, if it's at 1, if your frequency at 1, that means that for each that Facebook's really just showing your advertisement to um, each person only once on average, right? Now, the higher the frequency, the more times that person has seen your ad. So, once you're getting to a number like this, which is 2.83 to 3, that same person has seen your ad 3 times. So your ad's going to get more and more ineffective. Your CTR is going to drop more and more. And this number here, your how much you're paying per post engagement is going to get higher and higher as your CTR decreases. So that's one thing you'd want to keep your eye on. And you want to match that with the amount of people in your audience. So as this increases, if you can, you'd want to add more people to your audience, right, to match that. But if you can't, then usually about 2 to 2 point, I'd say about 1.8 to about 2.5 is where you'd start seeing a negative ROI more times than a positive ROI. So that's a number you should be really focused on and be monitoring. If it's from 1 to 1.7, you're getting a good positive ROI, then it should be consistent for as long as that this number is under under 1.5 or 1.7. The higher it is, the more chance of you've got of getting a negative ROI. So just wanted to mention that. Um, Nothing else I can think of.